Joydeep, thank you for insightful presentation this morning.
Mhm.
And to start, could you share a little bit about Agilent Technologies and your role there?
Sure, happy to. So Agilent is an ex-HP company. It's got a storied history in the space of diagnostics, genomics. It produces trusted answers for life sciences, healthcare, various labs in the world right now that require precision instrumentation, precision solutions to solve intractable problems right now in terms of diagnostics, genomics, chemical markets, etc. Within the company, I'm the Chief Operations and Quality Officer. I manage the entire spectrum of end-to-end supply chain, manufacturing, quality, regulatory, operational excellence, the classic operational functions.
Fantastic. This morning, you spoke about Pharma's 4IR.
Yep.
In practical terms, what does that mean for pharma operations and
Yeah.
supply chains?
Great question. So 4IR is basically the fourth industrial revolution right now. It builds on the third IR, which was a digital revolution. The easiest way to think about 4IR right now is that it's moving from having a very autonomous, automated system to an interconnected, very intelligent approach where the entire ecosystem is built together. So from a 4IR perspective, some practical implications involve things like you move away from data silos to a digital twin-like system. You move away from quality being tested into the product to quality 4.0, which is quality built into the process. You move away from things like sustainability being a CSR metric to it being an operational metric. So in practical terms, it is like taking what has been a very siloed approach towards automating various parts of a unit operation and applying a more ecosystem view to this, where you're actually looking at this as an intelligent, interconnected, integrated ecosystem in the hope that you will be able to make better decisions real time.
At Agilent Technology,
Yep.
where are you seeing the biggest opportunities from digital transformation in your operation?
So perhaps I can offer an irreverent answer. I think we're seeing the value everywhere as long as we're willing to scale it accordingly. So rather than look at it as a point use, deploy an AI use case here, an ML use case here, a robotic solution here, what we have found the most success is actually applying this as an integrated playbook across all the unit operations so that we don't actually have the unconstrained operation bereft of these AI sort of technologies. So a short answer to your question right now in terms of value, we're seeing the value in reduced mundane work, reduced paperwork, better quality, lesser rejects, more throughput. But we're only realizing it when we apply the 4IR technologies as an integrated playbook as opposed to a unit operation-based approach.
And during your session this morning, you highlighted the importance of key enablers for project success. Could you briefly explain what those enablers are and why they matter?
Yeah, so the enablers basically are very critical. The statistic I cited right now was that most transformations follow a 70-20-10 rule. 10% technology, 20% process redesign, 70% is about culture and people. So most transformations, the fault line of their success lies in the culture and people. So the enablers that I talked about was to bring a workforce. You can't have a 4IR playbook without having a 4IR workforce. So how do you train them? How do you build commitment? How do you build a growth mindset? How do you build the appetite to actually experiment and fail and learn? These are all aspects of the 4IR journey. So, and it's often not as well appreciated from a change management perspective. So today, a lot of my conversation was around the mindset and the mental models that need to accompany any 4IR journey, without which it becomes a technology play. The common saying I have in most of my presentations is that digital transformation is a human-centric transformation masquerading as a technology problem. And I think the ability for us to have a underlying ethos that guides us, a collective set of beliefs that tells us how we need to approach the technologies and extract value is almost imperative to ensure that this becomes less hype, more reality.
And finally,
Yep.
what has been your favorite part at LogiPharma so far?
I always maintain this. It's a question I get asked every year about what my favorite part is, and I tend to respond in terms of it being networking, meeting people. The thing that's different about this particular LogiPharma is I've seen things that were theoretical last year, just ideas last year, become real case studies this year, which is a nice data point to the arc of the pace of innovation that we are seeing. That where ideas came in last year now turning into experiential, experimental case studies. So just the ability for us to get real-world practitioner data on how various groups and organizations are applying this is fantastic.
Great. Thank you, Joydeep.
My pleasure.
I hope you enjoy the rest of the LogiPharma.
You too.